24 to private schools and then 10 to the Northeast. Right. Okay.
So there are lots of documents that were included in the 10-year enrollment projections. You can see the change regarding births to kindergarten, and then from kindergarten to grade 1, grade 5 to grade 6, grade 8 to 9, and then an overview. Did you have any specific questions around any of those reports that had been provided in your packet?
The only thing I'll say is there's no grade where we have a big enough of a drop where we can start saying, let's cut the number of classrooms, let's cut the number of teachers. That's not happening anywhere.
Actually, what I did do was I took a look at each of these pages. On that second page, the percent change for births to kindergarten, I took a look at the last 5 years, and you can see the average growth percent is 13, but over the last 5 years, that average growth percent is 18.5. So it's even higher than the average. You can see the last 5 years.
From birth to kindergarten.
Trending up.
Yeah.
And we do increase that projection by 15% over recorded births, but you can see our actuals for this year are 190, and it exceeds the projected.
See, and that's what I'm getting at in terms of these lower grades. We had 30% more in kindergarten than we had projected for this year.
Mm-hmm.
We projected 146, and we have 190.
Mm-hmm. We're also getting the NESDEC projections done, so we'll have that as a comparative analysis. And we'll take a look at these projections that have been done in this district for years using this methodology. And then there's the NESDEC methodology that's also used. And we've also recently had the methodology that was used by the MSBA.
Right.
So we have actually triangulated data to give us some more specific information around what are the trends.
Because I look at next year, we're projecting 160 for kindergarten, and if we have 190 or 200, that's obviously a huge difference.
It is.
And it has an impact on the budget and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
But that's 1 year worth of data this year showing that higher percent increase. So we'll definitely need to keep our eyes on it.
Right.
And then in kindergarten to grade 1, the average growth is 9.9%, but over the last 5 years, it's only been 6.2%.
So that means we're capturing more kids are coming to public kindergarten than
Correct.
going private.
Correct. And then that change from 5th to 6th grade, the average increase or decrease, in this case, the average decrease is 2.3%, and in the last 5 years, it's 4.25%. So it's a little higher in terms of that decrease. That's something that we need to pay attention to as well. And I think some of the efforts that we are involved in terms of improved student achievement at the middle school may have an impact on changing that. And then from 8 to 9, the average decrease has been 12%. In the last 5 years, it's been almost 15%. So again, we need to capture those numbers.
There isn't much. It's not so much a concern. I guess it is a concern. Is that if people want to send their children to private school and they can afford that, that's fine, and that's what they desire. But I wonder how many are just looking at our high school and saying, I'm concerned about the school. Whether it's the facilities or whatever, and I just don't want to send my child there, because that number is 15% is pretty high. What kind of past experience at Triton? Do you know what kind of percentage you had of students from the 8th grade going to private school?
Similar.
It was?
Yes.
Okay.
We were very concerned at Triton about that 8th grade number as well. But I know that John Bernard has sent out surveys to families who have chosen to send their students elsewhere, and he's been collecting that information over the last several years, because I remember he gave me a packet to read when I first came to this district around some of the reasons that people make the choice to go to a private school, and it ranges from lower class sizes, although our class sizes are very favorable at this high school, to other opportunities that have to do with academics that we might not be able to offer here. But it's something that is worth taking a look at over the last several years and see again if there are any trends. Well, and as you say, there are some families that choose.
And 10 of those went to Northeast, so again,
Correct.
We have to take that into account. We don't offer a vocational or technical curriculum here. So
No, every community is going to have that.
Every
Right.
community does have that.
Yeah.
And people are going to make choices.
So when you back out the 10, it's 24 out of 230, so it's more like 10%, which isn't as bad. Right, it's consistent. All right, any questions, comments?
That's the enrollments.
Correspondence, you got a number of things tonight, Kathy?
I did. In your packet, I included a letter from Gideon's International that I wanted to make you aware of. We received the letter on September 15th, and it was a letter informing us that for years, this organization has distributed pocket-sized New Testaments, and I wanted to bring a copy. They sent a copy to me so that I could show you. And so they are planning to distribute this to middle school and high school students on the North Shore. And this fall, they plan to distribute it to students in North Reading Middle School and North Reading High School. They sent this letter to us as a courtesy. The North Reading Police will be notified, and they will be standing on public sidewalks, not on school property, for this distribution. So on 9/16, we contacted the organization, and they said that they do not give out the date that they are coming. They notify the police the day that they plan to be in North Reading, and 15 minutes before school closes, they will also speak to the principal and let the principal know what they are doing, the principals of those schools. So on 9/22, I met with Police Chief Nolan, because I wanted to find out if this has happened previously in North Reading, and it has not, to the best of his knowledge. I did share the letter with him, and he said as long as they're on public property, they're not violating any laws. So I wanted to make you aware of this, that this will be taking place, they say, sometime this fall.
It's really got nothing to do with us.
Right.
It doesn't, but it was a courtesy for them to let us know.
So it's good, they can stand out in the street, and as long as it's okay with the police, they can give out what, you know.
I think
Right.
I think it is good, though, to let the public know that that may be happening, so, you know, people aren't alarmed that there's someone handing Bibles out on a street corner, that we know about it, the police know about it, and it's not on school property.
Correct.
Okay.
You can get one there, you can get one at the hotel.
Right.
I mean,
The one at the hotel is bigger, though. You
Yeah.
can't carry it in your
Yeah.
pocket. Any questions on the Gideon's letter? Next, we have something from Ira Otto, or...
Ira Gives Back. I was contacted by Mr. Jim Hughes. He's the founder and managing director of Content Studio. Content Studio is a social media agency for the Ira Motor Group. Ira Gives Back is an exclusive social cause marketing program, and it's designed to benefit targeted nonprofit organizations, schools, youth centers, and other local partners within Ira Motor Group's surrounding communities. And so I was contacted to find out whether or not the North Reading Public School District would like to participate in Ira Gives Back. And they are currently exploring potential partners in the area to partner with Ira Toyota of Danvers. So it's a Facebook promotion. And according to the information that was sent to me, it's easily executed and unique in concept. The idea is to benefit local communities while gaining fans or likes for Ira's dealership Facebook pages. And when a targeted number of fans is reached, Ira contributes to the community partner. So I had sent to you a PowerPoint that had been sent to me that provided some additional detail about this particular campaign, if you will. And you can't see the pictures very well, but on the last page, I said the second to last page, the superintendent of the Danvers Public School District is in the center. Danvers has participated, and Peabody Public Schools has participated. And so what was sent to me was, you would go to the Ira Facebook page, and you would see this particular poster, if you will, and then you would click on this like button, and every time someone clicks on, it's a number, and when you reach a certain number, they will donate up to $2,500 to the school district for a project.
How do they know it's somebody from North Reading? Because when you click on a like on Facebook, you don't have to put in your address.
It doesn't have to
Oh,
be
it doesn't.
from
It's
North-
anybody that's in the
we-
program
Anybody can go there and click,
Okay.
but North Reading would be the recipient.
of the funds.
Yes, of the funds. And it would be an incentive to get people to friend, if you will, or like Ira Gives Back.
We discussed this briefly, Kathy and I, and
Yes.
it's similar to what Stop and Shop does. They have that A+ program. The only thing that concerns me about this is on the next to last slide, they talk about assisting cross-promoting the Ira Gives Back promotion.
Right.
And they talk about email, newsletters, staff advocacy, Ira Gives Back posters. I don't know if that's appropriate. I don't know what we did with Stop and Shop. I think, I recall students getting something about the Stop and Shop promotion in school, I think, and then bringing it home. As
Well, I
long
asked-
as,
Okay.
no? Oh, there was a flyer? Okay.
Flyer.
So I just don't want to become an advertising agency for IRA, but if we follow the same guidelines that we followed for Stop and
That
Shop,
would seem reasonable.
and then there's probably a good chance we get $2,500 to purchase something for the district, so. Does anybody have any questions on this?
I did ask about how this was promoted in both Peabody and Danvers. And I said, chances are we're not going to be able to have a link on our website. And we don't have a Facebook page for the district. So I believe posters were placed in a school or in the schools to let people know that this was taking place. There was an email that was sent out as an e-newsletter from the superintendent letting parents know that this was taking place. There was a PR release in the newspaper, and then they just let staff know that if you click on, if you are a Facebook member, you could go on to the IRA Facebook and click like.
The only thing I'm not comfortable with, I don't think, is the posters
Yeah, that's, I think, a violation of our policy.
right now.
Everything else would be fine.
Yeah, the rest of it sounds fine to me. You have problems with it? Michael?
It's Facebook.
Okay with it?
That's
We have
what
to do the
bugs me.
poster?
No, well, what I would do is I would talk to Ira and
Yeah.
see how we can promote it. But I think it's figuring out what works.
Well, I think as individual members of us, of the committee that are on Facebook, we can obviously share that link, and
I can do it in one night.
I was
get
gonna
that,
say,
you
the
know,
same,
I'm-
right. All your
I have
Westies,
3,000
all your Westies will be liking,
Yes, that's true.
the,
I'm just not comfortable with the promotional piece of this. I don't want to do anything where it's not centered around adults or, I mean, Facebook, for one thing, there are a lot of kids who are not allowed to be on Facebook because of their age and I don't really want to promote that in our schools. So if we could find a way to make it entirely passive, I'd support it. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
and that's what actually makes it different, a little bit different from the Stop and Shop thing, because Stop and Shop, you have to have a loyalty card at Stop and
Right.
Shop to participate
Right.
in that. You can't just go on the Stop and Shop website and just click on a like.
The other piece of this too is that, IRA doesn't have a dealership in North Reading. I can think of, there are a couple of dealerships here. Well, really only one.
One.
But technically, I'm supportive of business development and getting businesses involved in helping educate our students about career opportunities, about giving back to community and working in that respect. But I just don't see this benefiting North Reading. Would be benefiting Ira and Danvers, and to me that it's more appropriate to run it in Danvers. Yes, it's $2,500, and to me that's chump change compared to other problems we have in the district. So I don't know if I want to promote a car dealership. I mean, Stop and Shop is different. They're here, it's food. Families go to Stop and Shop here, it's part of the community. I don't see what cars have to do with that, but if it's passive and it doesn't affect our kids, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I would say no posters. If you send an email to parents, an email newsletter to parents,
Help us get $2,500.
I'm
I
okay
mean,
with
that'd be
that.
fun.
And something in the newspaper. Don't have to do a press release, but we can call up and just send them the information. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Michael?
I'm okay with it.
All right. So as long as it's, I think Karen used the best word, passive promotion. No, well, passive in the sense, no posters in the school.
Okay.
I
But
don't
we,
want our kids involved in this at
right,
all.
so we can send an email to parents.
It would violate our policy.
And we can, I think, put something in the paper. Be fine.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Okay, next, Kathy, there's a meeting on